3, 2, starting transmission.
Holy shit, that's a big cup of coffee.
It's hot cocoa.
Okay, that's a big cup of hot cocoa.
It's not that big.
I mean, cocoa, do you want to bathe that cocoa or just drink it? God damn.
It's smaller than my head. It's not that big.
What scares me is that you say that and I think you mean it. Like, you have a cup somewhere as big as your head.
Okay, we used to. It got knocked over and I accidentally cut myself on it cleaning it up. But we did have a cup that was literally bigger than my head.
I suppose you made a whole pot of tea and then just poured it in.
Pretty much. Also really good
That
for soup.
me. Oh, I bet it's great for soup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, soupy soup.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of 2017 of the super happy fun Jabbertron Tea Party with Kiki and Bones. Just pause for a moment. And take a calm, slow breath.
I'd like to state for the record that I'm 5 or 6 episodes into Rolling Girls, and it's amazing.
I have heard good things about it.
Didn't you watch it?
Did I?
I feel like you watched Rolling Girls, like, before I got it. Or maybe that was someone else. I don't know. Whatever. I'm an idiot.
No, it's on my to-watch list. I think I've talked about it before, though. Maybe that's it.
It's actually really good. Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, because it's, like a nostalgia trip. Because of the music?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, like, 70s, 80s, 90s? I don't know what you want to call it. Like, it's all over the place with the music.
Utilizes music from the late 80s to early 90s punk rock bands. The Blue Hearts.
Oh. You know, maybe they removed it for the dub. I haven't heard any old music.
I don't know. And apparently the intro and outros are covers of Blue Hearts tracks, and the episodes are named after songs.
Yeah, the opening track is adorable. Oh my god, they're like a girl band. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was gushing over the promos for this because it's adorable looking.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, all I remember thinking is when I was watching it, I think it was last night I started watching it, was like, what the hell? Like, the first episode, like, it's like a Super Sentai hero versus, like, a punk rocker thug. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And they have, like, apparently the two people who are fighting have some sort of history, but they never go into it. And they keep alluding to some secret past. It's like an post-apocalyptic future. But, like, it's post-apocalyptic in the sense that the apocalypse happened, the country went into ruins, and then society picked up the pieces and moved on. Like all of the prefectures of Japan are separate countries now, instead of being one unified country. But they're all pretty much, it'd be like if Japan was the United States of America, like, but there was no centralized, or like, the centralized government was almost non-existent. Like, it existed, but it didn't interact with the people. Like, I get this sinking sensation that there is, like, a central government. They're just not visible. Like, it's not like our country. It'd be like our country if Congress, like, wasn't visible to people. Like, they didn't know it was there. And they thought, like, their state was the highest form of government.
Well, I don't know. With how little Congress does these days, might as well. I am bleeding. Where the fuck am I bleeding from?
Your lip. Bottom, I guess would be your left. Yep, you got it right there.
What the
it's
fuck?
The bottom of your lip. You cut yourself, it looks like.
On what?
I don't know. Maybe your lip split. You got a tissue?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Oh boy. And so I tells the guy, wrecked him. Damn, you killed him. Oh, it's such a good show. Well, she's gone. I'm gonna go take a whiz. I'll be back as well. Oh, anyway, I need pads.
Transmission interrupted.
Pads. Yes, no, yes. Woo! Oh god, I'm so full of chili. Oh. I hope Kiki's alright, jeez. Yeah. So I told the guy, wrecked him. Damn near killed him. Okay. Alright. It is way too cold in Minnesota right now, I swear to God.
Keep pressure up. Will do. Okay. Let me know.
Reconnecting transmission.
I think Kiki's molting again. She can't even hear me.
Actually, could. My headphones were loud enough.
Wow.
So I have apparently split my lip, which I knew they were chapped, but holy fuck. But it's in a spot that won't not move, so it just keeps gushing out. So I'm gonna do everything one-handed for a little while and hold this gauze to my face.
Oh, giggity.
Hey, I did enough of that last night.
Wow, that is a graphical image I did not want in my head.
It was a lovely night of undead burlesque, so we had a little fun when we got home. Yep.
No shit.
Yeah, spaghetti spoon. Thank you. I had a lot of fun last night.
It looked like you had a lot of fun. Your husband looked like a legitimate fucking zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god. Talk about a dead sex life, Jesus.
He washed before we did anything because, oh my god, sticky. A friend of ours does.
Wow, before you did anything, he was sticky. Oh my god. You are not helping with this mental image. I'm getting grossed the fuck out right now.
Well, because of where the bed is now, this shelf right here makes a great thing to hang on to.
Oh. You're a horrible person, you know that?
But anyway,
I like you. You're my friend. But images of you and your husband going at it like a couple of rabbits is not going to help me sleep tonight. You're both beautiful people, but oh god, there's not enough scotch in the world to clean that out of my mind's eye. I'm gonna have to go blind, and I want to keep my imagination.
Anyway, essentially she gave him a thing of fake blood, and he just sort of put it in his mouth and then let it come out.
It's not the first time he's had blood in his mouth, is it? Anyway.
I'm not really into cuddling this.
That's good.
On myself,
that
is.
That is really an image I did not want. It looks like the letter C in my mind right now. That or you have a tongue like a goddamn Yoshi.
It's quite short, actually. But it's very, flexible.
Prehensile? Yeah.
Although I haven't had to do any non-penis related mouth stuff. How long have my husband and I been together?
Oh my god, I just got an image of you with your tongue up his ass. Why the fuck did my mind go there?
He will let me do
god
things to
damn
his
it,
butt.
Cupcake. What the fuck is wrong with your subconscious? I don't know, Mother Cupcake. I blame it on my genetics. This is what happens when you call me at 7 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock.
You're more awake?
Yeah, I'm not falling asleep because I've been awake since 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't start as early as I had originally stated. because where werewolf is held is flooded right now, so...
I'm not shocked. By the way, what you're getting right now, I'm getting as a snowstorm tomorrow. Or what you got, I'm getting as a snowstorm. You get what I mean.
Have fun with that.
Oh, I'm so excited. You have no idea.
Yeah, we're luckily at the low end, except for that the reservoir is going to be opened into Cache Creek, which runs through us. So not looking forward to that. But most of it's happening either further south or further north, as usual, because we're the valley, not the foothills. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of the smaller surrounding cities are having to shut down, like, any notion of public school tomorrow. Because certain roads are just inaccessible. Anyway.
It's a joy. That'll be me in 3 months.
What were we talking about before my lips started bleeding?
I was talking a little bit about Rolling Girls, which is the anime I'm watching right now, and I think I'm roughly halfway. Let me look at what episode I left off on.
There's 12 episodes.
Hang on.
I remember talking about this one because it's not on Crunchyroll.
There we go. Why is it not showing the episode number? God damn.
I don't know. Did it hate you?
They're in a hot springs, that's all I know.
Oh, because you gotta have that hot springs episode.
God. Normally they show the episode number, like, right away, like 6 or 7 or whatever. Anyway. Yeah, whatever. I think it's episode 6 or 7. I can't remember which. I'm 2.5 hours in. But yeah, I started watching it like last night, and it really pulled me in. I'm shocked.
Well, I mean, you do love cute girl anime.
Oh, it's definitely cute girl anime, but not that kind of cute girl. Like not like ooh.
Not ooh, magic panties.
Hey, I have the first 2 seasons of that, and season 3 is out. I just didn't have time to get it yet.
Of what?
It's Fate. Was it Fate Stay, Ilia, Prisma, something or other?
Oh yeah, I should watch that. No, I meant the weird one we watched.
Oh,
with the magic gamer panties.
Arcade Fighter Fubuki?
Yeah,
that was just weird.
That was like oddly chaste too.
Yeah, it was like. They were like, ooh, look at my panties. But they're just panties, that's it.
Yeah.
Don't get all horny on me. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, like, she's sufficiently embarrassed by it, but not in like a, aw kind of way.
More like a
yeah, like, she actually despises them. /
Yeah, she's like, how could you stare at my panties? You're flashing them. No, but how could you stare at them?
Yeah.
But you're flashing me with, I don't give a shit. Why are you staring at my ass? You know what I really want with the dub is that Dragon Maid one that's coming out this season. That looks so cool.
What is that called?
Dragon Maid?
Is it just Dragon Maid?
I think it is. Or the title's something different, but the literal English translation is Dragon Maid.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
The blonde-haired chick who's got the Chinese dragon horns and the tail.
Yeah. He is.
It's very
He's actually a dragon, but, in small form.
Yes.
Yes,
Doesn't she also have, like, giant fucking tits?
Good size, I think the blonde the other blonde is much larger.
Oh, those look pretty big.
Those are still, like, almost as big as her head.
Yeah, I mean, proportionally, they're not terrible.
No. But I think she's pretty short, too, so they are proportionally humongous.
I don't know, most short women I know have giant tits.
They took a girl, like, Yusagi Tsukino size, gave her, like, double Ds, like... Actually, what am I saying? I'm basically talking about you, anyway.
I'm taller than Usagi.
Only slightly.
I think.
You're like the size of Amy, I think.
She's like barely 5 foot, right?
She's 5'0", basically. I think she's supposedly supposed to be like 4'11" at the start and 5'0" at the end, which is teeny tiny. Which is saying something because isn't Mamoru like 6 foot?
No, he's like slightly under.
Yeah, But he's still, like,
Yeah.
the tallest by a long shot. Like, they make it look like some of the outer senshi are pretty tall, but they're still not, like, he's still, like, the tallest, not a villain by a long shot.
Yeah.
I think that the tallest senshi is, like, God, what is it, Setsuna?
I think it might actually be Haruko. But
I think you're right.
yeah, they're both tall and imposing now, so.
Yeah, because Makoto, I think, is
she's the tallest
inner senshi. She's like 5'6".
Yeah.
Which is still tiny. Like, I'm almost 6 feet tall, and that means that I have like another 6 inches on her.
Well, still.
And I'm not a tall dude by any means. Like, your husband, dwarfs me.
He doesn't dwarf you. He's only like 3 inches taller than you.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, he just looks so giant compared to me.
Oh, good point. I always forget, like, I think you're, like, okay. I'm sorry, I'm used to women being roughly my size, so it's like, to see some dude, like, walk in the room and be like, I'm like, shit, that dude's, like, the size of a Norwegian giant.
Dude, I'm, like, barely 5'4" these days.
Yeah. Don't feel bad, I'm, like, 5'9" after all the, bad slouching and whatnot. I was, like, 5'11" when I was a kid, but, like, I slouched a lot and my spine compressed and I lost a couple inches. Or maybe I'm still 5'10". I'm almost 5'10". I was 5'11".
No, I remember being the tall one, though, in elementary school, because I reached my height very quickly.
Like, very quickly?
And then junior high, everybody started shooting up above me. It's like, that was tall.
Don't feel bad, Kiki. I was, like, your height until I was in junior high school, and then I went, boop!
No, junior high is when the boobs exploded.
Oh, yeah, that's most women.
Yeah.
Some girl comes back from 5th grade summer vacation, and she's got double D's, and everybody's just like, holy shit.
Oh.
And suddenly you can't help but notice all the boys are staring at you for the first time in your life, and you're wondering what the hell happened. And then you realize there's this thing called hormones. And even if they don't understand why, they can't help but stare.
I was already having sex at that age, so I was pretty used to it.
Wow. That is not an image I think I wanted in my head.
You don't even...
12-year-old Kiki getting it on.
You don't
know. You didn't waste any time. You pretty much hit puberty and you're just like, fuck it, let's do this thing.
I was doing it before then, too.
Wow!
I had my crazy...
This is something I did not know about you. Shit!
I had my crazy 20s in late elementary and junior high.
Holy shit!
That's why when I went to high school, I disconnected myself from that group of people. Because they weren't really helping the whole suicide track thing.
Like, you hit the point, like, I'm at now, like, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I'm, like, staring down 30 going, God damn it. This is my life. I'm just joking, I'm not suicidal. But I am staring down 30. Which I know to you is a hoot, but...
I'm 31, big whoop.
Yeah. You've already been through this, like, 10 years ago, you were prepared for it. I'm just like, I'm gonna be 30. What the fuck?
I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
My only issue with being this age is, one, I didn't expect to ever get this old, and two, not really...
It's only my dad going, I never thought I was gonna make it to 60. God rest his soul.
My dad used to say he never thought he was going to make it to 10, but he had polio, so...
Fair enough.
I know, my only, major regret right now is that I didn't learn certain medical information until really later in life.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been nice to know that I had polycystic ovary syndrome. Yeah. Back when hormones started.
Yeah.
And not randomly while you're getting checked for a cyst and your doctor's going, you don't have polycystic ovary syndrome? And I'm sitting there like, well, laying, because I'm splayed out for the
Yeah, because they're examining your insides.
Yes. Transvaginal ultrasound. Woo! Anyway, though,
Yeah.
but, like, he says it offhandedly, and I'm like,
the horror stories.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah. It's like, no one's ever diagnosed you with this whole shit.
Yeah, that explains why I never accidentally got pregnant, too.
Woo!
That pretty much
Maybe.
makes you infertile.
I'm sorry, I think.
I knew that it was unlikely because my cycle was fucked up, so I drop an egg only sparingly.
Yeah.
But having that knowledge now means that I even had less concern.
Yeah. A cold day in hell, basically.
Mm-hmm. Kind of going all over the place.
That's alright. I just wanted to say the stuff about Rolling Girls before I forgot, because it's been kind of a crazy season, month, whatever. I mean, I know it's January now, but like
December
was just crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of sex, though, the trance vibrator is 15 years old.
Wow. There are people who were born the year it came out who are now old enough to use it.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it.
That was hilarious, dude. I remember my buddy buying it for his girlfriend, so while he played trance, she could get off. And thinking that was really fucking weird at the time.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever played Rez. Probably.
All I know is that you can get it to work with, I think is it audio something or other, that game where you like load stuff and then like you're like a roller coaster. I can't think of, it's audio something, I think. Audio Surf?
Maybe? I know what you're talking about.
Maybe not Audio Surf.
No, Audio Surf. You're right.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, but I know somebody got that or something similar to work with Audio Surf. I was just like, wow, you were bored. Wow, you were bored.
I mean,
but I'm not judging you.
Technically, any controller with a rumble pack
would work.
Yeah, but just that was a dedicated
Anybody
vibrator.
Want to play some Star Fox? Did your girlfriend really likes it when you play Star Fox? I know. Dude, I was weirded out when I was playing. I didn't even know. Alright, so a couple of years ago, Raid bought me a wired Xbox 360 controller for my PC. And I did not even know it had a rumble because none of the games I played had rumble support. But Lego Batman 3 does. It scared the living shit out of me the first time it went off. It was sitting on my wooden desk, and all of a sudden I hear, I'm like, what the, like, it was back, like, behind some shit, and so I just hear, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like looking around, like, what the shit? All of a sudden I see the thing rumbling off the desk. I'm like, oh, that has a rumble in it? Shit. That tells you how many PC games have rumble support built in. But yeah, also, in the in-between time, I 100%ed fucking Lego Batman 3. I feel like
you had said that.
Such a loser. Like, not just like, I beat the entire game. I beat the entire game and got all the achievements because I have no fucking life. When I got through the game, like, actually 100%ed, like, the storyline, I had, like, 60 out of the 70 achievements. The last, like, 10, I just looked at what was required and went and did it. It took me, like, 20 minutes. And they were dumb stuff like, play free play mode with these two characters. I'm like, well, that would have never happened had I not seen the achievement. Like, if they hid the achievements, I would never know what it was.
I think I've stopped bleeding.
Well, that's good. I feel like I watched something else. I remember watched the thing you were talking about, but I feel like I watched No Rin. That's what I watched. And that was really good. Like, surprisingly really interesting. And the premise of the story is, Guy is from a farming town, is going to a farming high school, and is learning how to be a farmer in the modern day kind of thing, like modern techniques shit. And his buddies are all farmers. And one of the girls he's going to school with is like his neighbor, like his best friend neighbor from when he was a kid. and her family took him in when his parents were having issues. And she's like, actually, like, good-sized girl. Like, not rail thin. There's an episode where they all get fat from eating really good food for, like, too often. But, like, she's supposed to be heavy, quote-unquote, and she's still, like, maybe, like body shape is optimally maybe a little overweight. But humongous tits. Like, as big as her head. I should see if I can find a picture of her, because it was like, I was like, God damn it, because he's talking about, like, being a nice girl, and he's like, why can't you meet a nice girl like me? He's like, not like you. Oh, God. She's super, like, she, like, super wants to be, like, a housewife and, like, a farmer's wife and shit. It's hilarious. God, what's her name? Is it... Oh... Not Ringo, that was the other girl. I could not remember her name. Oh, it's Rin, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry, that was Rin. Is that Rin? The teacher's also hilarious. She's like pushing 40 and super desperate for a man. She goes super crazy every time like a good-looking man comes into the picture. Yeah, no. Hey, let me look up the Wikipedia. I'll get her name because I... Okay, so Kosako Hara. That's the main character. Ringo is the other character. Minori! God, I couldn't think of her name.
Minori Nakazawa?
Yeah. Well, the long and short of it is she's supposed to be like an average-looking fat girl, quote-unquote.
One of these images just says Minori shows off her crotch.
Yes. That is the thing that happens in the anime.
She's literally doing, like, the crotch chop motion. Wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, she's only, like, vaguely thick with giant tits.
Yeah. But the storyline is that there's this idol in Japan, pop idol, called Ringo something or other. And she decides that she's tired of being an idol, like she's lost her spark. And the main character has been sending her boxes of vegetables that he's been growing. And she loves the vegetables and the letters that he sends. So she comes to his school to go to school with him, basically. And there's this whole deal about them basically being friends. It never actually gets romantic. Like, he wants it hardcore, but it's not happening. And she's like super deadpan. She's very like Ruri from Nadesco, or like Yuki Nagato, like super like no emotion, just kind of like, you're an idiot. And it's basically just their wild adventures on the farming school's grounds, like all the shenanigans they get into. It's real cute.
Shenanigans.
He's a deprived pervert. Nothing really surprising there.
So nothing new on his status.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's a good enough guy, but he's the average, like harem anime dude. He's just like,
they're all
good
man,
enough. I want to spank my meat to the nearest, piece of hot female tail.
On the reference of vaguely schools, try to make this transition work in my brain. Essentially, at where was it? The Tokyo International Film Festival. You know the anime movie, what the fuck is it called? A Silent Voice, I think? Your Name is Silent Voice?
Oh, yeah, the one about the deaf girl?
No. Maybe?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're talking about that, yeah, I'm sorry, I was...
It has the very stereotypical typical kids in school uniforms, cloudy sky, bright
it's
blue.
the guy does all the crazy animes, like your Fate and Destined Stars, or how that one was called.
Well, anyway, even though that's essentially what this movie is, he was talking a lot about how that's kind of an issue in Japan animation right now. It's just a lot of that cliche in everything. You need the bright, pretty, clouded sky, the school uniforms, and some vague conflict at a school, and you've got yourself an anime. Which is not necessarily for the best. But arguably, it's not the only media plagued by cliche, trite, like movies and white guys who are mildly douchey but still good. You know, like your stereotypical harem anime character.
What a shock.
Just enough to be a character, but still vague enough that the male audience can superimpose themselves on them.
To put it in perspective, like, I don't even remember the dude's name from fucking No-Ren. Like, that's how, like, forgettable he is. Like, he's not a bad character. Like, he's definitely not, like, a paperweight or whatever, like, you know, for you to step into. But, like, he's, like, the average dude in a world of, like, beautiful women that want to fuck his brains out.
Oh my god. He's, like, so generic. He just doesn't have the stereotypical bluish black hair.
I literally sometimes wonder if, like, it's supposed to be, like, a joke that in all these animes where these girls are just, like, fucking going crazy for these guys, that the dudes are just completely fucking thick to the idea that there are women out there that want to, like, multiple women, sometimes dozens, that are trying to fuck their brains out, and it's not happening. Like, anytime it's gonna happen, they do something stupid.
Yeah, no, standard Japanese male. It's not because you live in an overstressed society that both fetishizes but shames you for any sort of sexual activity, to where you both don't understand social signals / probably gonna accidentally molest someone someday.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. It's just because you're not noticing all the hot chicks around you.
And of course, there's the inevitable, you know, chick that he's in love with, that accidentally touches her boobs because she falls over or whatever. And then, instead of being like, oh my god, what the hell? She's just like, what the fuck? Slap! And he's like, well, obviously she hates me. And then that's that. Then for like the next, like, you know, 6 to 10 episodes, he's just like, oh, she hates me. No, you grabbed her tits and she wasn't expecting it. It was a gut reaction.
That one little scrape of the world's not ending. Dear people in relationships, depending on the severity of your first fight, that is, both of you are probably going to get over it. And if not, then you probably shouldn't be a couple. Or however large your relationship vectors are.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I liked the show a lot. Like, it was really good, but it was like, the dude was so stereotypical. I just really enjoyed the interactions between, like, you know, he had the cute, big-titted, like, you know, girl from next door that was, like, fawning all over him because they grew up together. And then he had, like, his buddy who was, you know, dark hair and glasses and, like, from a rich family and super smart, like, I'm gonna do everything like the super science way. Fuck my father and his big business. He's a big old cocksucker. It's like, wow, I didn't know you could get that stereotypical. You know, and then of course the cute, you know, purple-haired waif shows up and he's all fucking falling all over himself to make her want to, you know, go out with him. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. I just don't know. Oh, yeah, every fucking harem anime ever made in the last 20 years. Barring a couple, like, Tenchi Muyo that actually had a story because they were novels before they were animes.
Yeah.
And when I say novels, I don't mean light fucking novels. I mean like actual novels. It's like somebody making an anime out of like, do androids dream of electric sheep? Oh wait, they already did that. It was called Ghost in the Shell.
Oh man, that live action movie.
Oh, it's gonna be a train wreck, and you know it. A veritable moving dumpster fire of fun.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to stomach it. It could be the greatest film ever, and still no.
They made a Ghost in the Shell movie. In fact, they made 3 of them. Sorry, 4 of them.
No, it's obviously not because it's, live action. It's because why?
They, like, I'm not even mad about the whole their whole everyone's Japanese except the fucking main character.
But not everybody is Japanese. And
the vast majority of the supporting Section 9 cast is, though.
But that just leads me to be like, well, you clearly knew Asian actors. You couldn't call up a couple more?
They could have got the fucking amazing Japanese chick from fucking Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
She would have been like the best fucking major ever.
I mean, we've already seen her with that style of haircut. It pretty much suits her. Shut up, phone.
You have a message. Main screen, turn on. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably catch the movie like when it's out on like DVD or whatever, or streaming or whatever the hell it is that comes after movie theaters now. But I am not going to the movies. I'm not paying $20 to watch that travesty in action.
No.
And I'm sure it'll be fucking amazing. But I just
from like a technical standpoint, it looks fine.
The mobile geisha designs, they look horrifying. No human being would fuck something that looks like that. That's like a fucking Kafka-esque fucking Geiger nightmare.
Hey,
have you seen the designs for the game robots? They're terrifying.
There's probably at least one person.
Any other adaptation?
Well, they're only that terrifying when they go murdery. But
no. Just them like walking along in that one scene. They're fucking terrifying. They don't look anything like that in any of the adaptations. Seriously.
Oh, American movies. When will you stop putting people in roles who really shouldn't? Just like, when will you stop making up characters about historical events?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for historical fiction, but there's a difference between that and just swiping everything that historical event actually was about under the rug, so that you can have yet another heterosexual movie.
Woo!
It's like, no, I'm gonna make a movie about the Stonewall riots. Only it's gonna be about this white, cisgendered, heterosexual male character I made up, who has vaguely nothing to do with the, even concept of the riots. He's just kind of there. Oh, and there's a romance with him.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da. Although I think luckily that movie bombed.
It's surprising nobody. Bato's actor looks terrifying with the eye implants.
Yeah, well, probably anybody.
Or cyber eyes or whatever.
Anybody probably would have.
Like, I gotta feel like there was a way they could have done this movie where the art style wasn't completely terrifying.
I think they focused too much on the hard edges of everything.
Yeah. It does feel like a Philip K. Dick movie, or a Philip K. Dick book came to life. But like, if they had gone more, I don't know.
It's not that things can't look unnatural, because that's kind of part of Ghost in the Shell's deal, is that, humanity and the concept of i.e. Ghost, is kind of transcending life, but it's done in a way where the world has tried to alleviate the harshness of technology.
Yeah.
It more so even with things that are meant to heavily interact with people, like sex robots. Or even things that are wholly robotic at least have some sort of roundness to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hard edges are things for like architecture and weapons.
Yeah.
Or when you're seeing insides of something.
Well, I think that was really the problem with like the way they did Bato's eyes is like we were way, like you said, like the edges were way too hard.
Yeah.
Like if you look at his, like the Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Bato has like the most iconic, I think, design where they're like big white spheres.
Yeah, they're more like really they're more like scopes, but white. So it's still your brain registers that those are eyes. They're weird eyes, but they're eyes. They're not these weird thingies that someone's put in their head.
Yeah. Well, they stick out so far. That was what like really threw me off about the live action one. It was like the dude's eyes, like the little things, like they pop out like 4 inches out of his head or whatever. It's like
maybe
like Bato's are like the big thing is Bato's like got like a really strong brow, and so his eyes are like sunk into his head. Like if he had regular eyeballs, he would have like a Neanderthal's grimace, like really sunken eyes. So the fact that he's got these prosthetic eyes that stick out like we'll say an inch out of his head really doesn't show up as much because he always looks like he's ready to kick the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
He's always got this furrowed brow going. He's just like.
I feel like they're gonna get a lack of emotions from that choice of prosthetic because Bato, even though he's he's still very expressionable. And while that might just be an issue of that's easier to do in animation, that might just tell you more why this shouldn't have been live action.
Yeah.
Again, not really my issue, more just choices that I heavily disagree with, which is a shame because there are a lot of great actors and actresses.
I know what the problem was. They're way too small.
Oh, I only vaguely remember.
Here, I will link you the dealio. Because there's only been like one clip of him with the prosthetics.
Bah!
Now, if you look at like here, I'll pull, or I'm sure you've seen it.
You're also too close.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right. Like here's a. This is from like the Mamoru Oshii movie, like in the like late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm. The one people around our age probably remember the most. Yeah.
Like look at how big they are. They're huge.
If you weren't looking directly on, you could assume they were like sunglasses.
Yeah. And not for the fact that he's got a huge nose, and so there's no bridge between them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I always thought they were. It was like in like Journey LaForge, like they were lenses over his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you read his history, like he never actually lost his eyes; they're prosthetics over his eyes.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing of that culture. It's not necessarily something done out of medical need, even though for a lot of characters it is.
Yeah, a lot of times you have prosthetics because you lost something, but like his case, like everybody in his unit has it. Like there's a whole episode of Standalone Complex where the Rangers rush in and they like see him and they're like, "You're a Ranger," and they take off their night vision goggles and they all have those eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a thing that all the members of that unit had. And even in like the newer ones, I'm wondering if this is where they got it from. I think this is from the first Arise OVA. What? What?
It looks like he's got, like, you're dainty, and the shadows make it look like he's got big eyelashes.
You're a hoot.
No, when you look at the original things they were putting out when they were just starting that movie, he doesn't have any sort of anything on his eyes. Like, I'm wondering if that's just being added in after the fact.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least they got his build right. Like,
yeah. Like, again, I mean, I'll give you Bato. Probably doesn't have to be Japanese, but some of these characters, ignoring the fact that it's fucking set in Japan.
Yeah, they're all Japanese characters. Every last one of them. I mean, like the original author stated that you're supposed to assume that the major is like, that's what I'm looking for, obliquely unnational. Like, it's not supposed to be clear like what her nationality is because it's like a custom built android body.
Mm-hmm. But still, so, it's
like, yeah,
it's
she should be
Japanese.
Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ScarJo is very white.
Oh god, yes.
And I mean, she has, the fighting background and whatnot, and I consider her a pretty good actress. But this is like yet another role she shouldn't have been in because she's not Asian.
Yeah. Well, it just doesn't feel out with a like, they went all hardcore and like had like a seriously like Asian cast. Well, I'm just saying a cast of color, like,
yeah,
everybody's.
There's a difference between blind casting and whitewashing, and that choice, be it unintentional, maybe, is still whitewashing. It doesn't matter what you were trying to do; it's what you did.
Well, they made. I can't even think of what character it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the geisha
they made
dolls.
Boma is played by a black dude. Like, what? Boma's a big Japanese dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have an issue with it being a black guy. I'm just saying, like, Boma is a big bold Japanese guy. He's like the same build as Bato,
just
but
shorter.
He's like a big bald thug. Like, his whole deal is that he's one of the strong men of the section. Like, he's the muscle. He's the guy that carries the heavy machine gun. He's their heavy demolitions dude. Like, he's anything that's dirty and heavy and requires, muscle to get done. Like, he's a big guy. He does, he carries the, like, the one point when they're fighting the giant ranger robot, he's the guy with the fucking anti-material rifle on his back going, "Ah!" Like, him and Bato are the two big dudes in the group. Ishikawa's a black dude too. Like, okay,
that's fine. They're black.
Ishikawa's an old Japanese guy in almost every iteration. Like, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like in every iteration, he was an old Japanese dude. Not old, not like Aramaki, but he was like a middle-aged Japanese guy.
Why did they go with the really weird hair on the geishas?
I don't know. Like Togasa is like a middle-aged like detective, and he's supposed to be a young guy. Like, legitimately, like, he's supposed to be like a young dude. Like, he's supposed to. I thought he was supposed to be like the youngest guy in the group. I don't know. Like, I just
like when I'm looking at the geishas from what we've seen. I mean, my brain goes, yeah, those are geishas, but at the same time it goes, those are not people.
Yeah.
And I think they missed the mark there. Like,
yeah.
They could still have all the little lines and whatnot, but they've gone too extreme.
Yeah, they look like obvious robots.
Yeah. Where I feel for the role they play in that sort of world, that's probably not the way you should have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they were just helper bots or something, but these are, you know...
That's what, like, the mock-ups that people did, what they thought it was going to look like. And
yeah.
I was like, those actually look, like, legit.
Yeah. Yeah, they look vaguely like goggles or sunglasses.
Yeah.
Another image is stuff fine.
I know. There's no way to make Bato's eyes, like, look badass unless it's a cartoon, because, like, it just looks weird in.
Yeah. I was seeing a lot of things where they're like, Ghost in the Shell the live action gets to look right, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, the image where the geisha's face is blown open, yeah, that part should be creepy as fuck. But not standard mode. Like, you know who I would have gladly taken as Bato? I just thought about this. Ron Perlman. Yeah, there are a lot of images where people did him up like Bato when they were originally started talking about the live action film. Mm. Like, I know it's a big white guy, but, like, that would have been a good fit. Well, he's got... The guy they got was good, too. Like, I know we were talking about softness, but Bato is quite hard-edged in a natural way, though, and Ron Perlman is very much that. So he's, like, visually perfect for a lot of those kind of characters. The tall, burly guy. Yeah, and he can do the whole mannerism well, because he did Hellboy amazing, and Hellboy's got a very similar personality. Like, I'm seeing some of these other, like, Tokyo event crap. Yeah. And they've got different mock-ups, and some of them look much better than what we got. I know. Like, this one still looks like, I know that's not a real person, but it's pleasant. I'm just shocked by Toga-san. Like, he looks so old. We could probably rant and rave for hours, but it's almost superfluous because it's happening. Yeah, no, I mean, like, it is what it is, but, like... And I was really weirded out by the bodysuit that they gave her. Like, it's, like, skin tone for some reason. Like, too skin-toned? And not sort of the pale... You know what it looks like. Her fighting suit is always some variation of dark and light gray. They got a similar idea going with, her casual attire where she's got, like, the, like, gray biker jacket. Yeah. Like, that looks, like, a lot like what you would expect, but the weird bodysuit when she goes into, like, fighting, it's like, okay. Pictures. Of the bodysuit? Yeah. Yeah, I'll get you one. The live-action version. It doesn't look like something you would fight in. I mean, the Major does wear some silly stuff, but... Yeah, but, like, her actual combat suit, like, the actual combat suit, let's see if I can find a picture of it. Like, if they'd given her, like, supposed to be, like, her Invisi naked suit thing? That's her Invisi camo, supposedly. Oh, well, that's alright. But that's, like, what she fights in, like, all the scenes. I'm just like, what? Is it just the same plot as the first movie, or...? I get a feeling it's an amalgamation of that plot. Yeah, because a lot of the things I've seen are very... Those events sort of happen. It looks like that. Like, you're going, okay. I don't know. Some things just... will never be right. Pardon. No problem. Coca gives me the burps. The phone can stop flashing at me now. Fuck's sake. So how's your 2017 going so far?
That's been alright.
I suppose
I'm surviving.
we're all, well, clearly not all of us, because there's already been mass shootings and whatnot this year, but clearly everything's going to be alright until the 20th.
Alright, we're taking care of some mod business. I was just like, what the fuck? Ah!
It's fine.
They're asking me to prune a channel because some dude was spamming. I was like, okay. And somebody started, like, hand deleting stuff. So, like, you do, the prune command plus how many lines of shit you want to delete. Somebody's deleting stuff by hand as I'm doing it. I'm like, stop! I'm gonna overshoot and delete a whole bunch of stuff I don't want to. Oh, shit, sorry. But yeah, I love Ghost in the Shell, but I have a feeling the movie's gonna be really bad.
Yeah. Even if it turns out to be really good, it's still coming from a bad place, so.
Shit, I'll take Crystal Graziano as the major over Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
At least she looks like the character. Crystal's a cosplayer.
You're getting a dub of one of the Yu-Gi-Oh movies?
The new Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
There's Yu-Gi-Oh movies?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
I'll have you know I own 4 of the 5 original seasons of the first series.
I know you do. I didn't know that.
I don't know why. It's terrible, but I do.
Because you're a consumer whore?
My leg's spasming. What? I'm sorry.
Because you're a consumer whore and your leg hates you.
It's my, what the hell do you call the muscle on the back top of your leg? Calf? No. Thigh?
Your hamstring?
Is that what it is? Holy crap, it's like vibrating. Oh, that feels really weird. I wonder if it's just highly tensioned and it's loosening up.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't feel good.
Your hamstring.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm like, I think I'm right, but yes. I'm going to Google. I don't know, it's probably stress from working.
Probably.
I mean, you don't get to sit much, right?
No,
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting that. I'm like, what the hell's going on with my leg? He's jumping all over the place, goddammit.
It's doing what it wants. Which I hate when my body does that. But that's what muscle relaxers are for.
Tries to kill you. Mine just kind of...
It does that less now that I just kind of have muscle spasms and twitches, and I look vaguely like I have Parkinson's.
Ah, God!
What?
My leg is like trying to cramp up.
Did you hand me trying to Charlie?
Oh my God, what the hell is this?
You might want to get up and stretch it.
I might have to. I'm sorry. Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh my God, I can't. What the shit? It's not a cramp, but it's a muscle spasm, literally. And it's not painful. It's just, it feels weird. Like it tickles. The hell is my leg doing? It's like a literal leg. It's a literal muscle spasm, not like the oh God, I'm cramping. It's just like oh, what the shit? As soon as my leg stops feeling like I can't put any weight on it, I will gladly get up. First, plug my shit in. It has 21% power. That charge. I don't have to go in early to work tomorrow. Ugh.
You know what I don't want to have in my kitchen?
What?
a giant wasp dragging around a huntsman spider.
Jesus, okay. You know what I don't want in my kitchen? Giant insects of any kind. Fuck that shit.
Close. Oh.
That's the thing that nightmares are made out of.
I'm not afraid of spiders, but I don't much care for, giant spindly things. I fucking hate wasps.
I would too.
What are you laughing at?
Some dude videotaping a fat fucking raccoon.
Okay. It's the simple things in life.
Indeed.
Fat raccoon. Is it a fat raccoon or is it fat raccoons fucking?
It's a fat raccoon trying to get off a roof onto a tree and falling onto his ass.
Okay. You can do it, Bones. Stretch that leg. Or maybe not.
What the shit? Okay. I am Cupcake. My legs hate me apparently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know what it. I have one iota of what it feels like to be Kiki every day. Not the legs, just the body hating itself.
Oh, just because I am my own worst enemy in like 50 different ways.
It's all psychosomatic, Kiki. It's all psychosomatic.
So is existence itself. But you know what?
There was some line I was given about how how death isn't the ground state life is, and I was just like, no, pretty much everybody gets to be dead at some point, so that's kind of the ground state.
Yeah.
You don't go above being alive. Basically, you can only go from being alive to being dead.
Yeah.
It's the lowest state of energy for a living, conscious being. Being dead.
Because you still exist, but not in a meaningful way.
No. He did. What? He did. What do you mean he did? He did. The fuck does that even... He did, alright? He did. He ain't here no more. He did. He gone. He did.
That's right, kids. Everyone will die. Some sooner than others, but eventually.
No one can live forever. Except for Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs lived forever. What? His brain was encoded onto the Apple servers.
I wouldn't call that living forever. He's probably doing as much in that state of being as he did in life, which is not a lot for how well loved he is. Like, Steve Jobs is just a guy who knows how to make things or knows how to tell people to make things fucking shiny and annoy other people. Stop worshipping him. Why the fuck do you hate Bill Gates? He's trying to help the world.
Fuck Bill Gates. He's pure fucking evil.
No,
pure evil.
He's horribly decent, and Apple only exists because he bailed it out.
Because I didn't want to be a monopoly, so I bailed out my own competitions. They could say I was a monopoly. Yep. So then they said I was because I was bailing out my competition.
Like, I'll give you that Microsoft as an entity isn't that great, but as companies go, it's not the fucking worst. Also, he's not part of it anymore, so...
He's a part of it in the sense that he still owns a majority stake in it.
Yeah, but he's not, like, doing it.
Yeah, he's not actively involved with the day-to-day running. Hell, the original staff isn't either. Like, most of them have reached the point of retirement.
Yeah, he's a bit busy with his charitable foundation and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna spend all of his money on charitable things before he dies.
Yep.
Him and Warren Buffett are having a contest who can blow their fortune first.
We don't deserve them, but thankfully they're here to help us with so many rich pricks.
You know, something's fucked up when the ultra, like, you know, rich are going, people like Trump are idiots. Wow.
Yeah.
And Trump's like, I'm wealthy. They're going, hey, you're cute.
You live bankrupt to bankrupt.
I'm impressed with them just because they're like, true wealth is the point where money loses its meaning. Like, you now have so much money that the interest is enough to sustain your wealth indefinitely.
Yeah. I know it can't happen because we could never pay back the federal debt / secession's technically illegal. But I'm looking forward to being a state of Canada or being part of the tri-states of whatever the fuck they called it. What Oregon, Washington, and California would be called if we just joined together. Just be that wall between the U.S. and the Pacific Ocean. Because we couldn't be that fucking wall politically, even though technically we were, but that's not how the Electoral College works. Mm-hmm. And only 2 people voted against what they technically should have voted, which isn't that helpful, but kudos to them. There's a giant man baby going into the White House. You can't even handle fucking Twitter comments. And not God, like...
That Twitter account is gonna be his own undoing. If he could just give that a break, like, his viability and what people think of him would be probably so much better. It's like, this is his place where he goes to vent, but the whole problem is it's like public, it's a public forum, so everybody gets to see him be a dumbass, and he's like he's losing all respect because he just keeps doing stupid shit in his Twitter account.
Mm-hmm. And
it's almost, I almost feel like it's being done on purpose. Like,
that is
like he's
kind of
like
his MO.
Yeah.
It's how he keeps interest.
Yeah.
Oh, look what he did now. It's how everybody knows his name, because of either something he's done or because his name's on a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't build stuff in China and Mexico. Build stuff in China and Mexico.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh well.
He's dumb.
Yeah. The majority of us will survive somehow.
I'm sure.
Regrettably, many will not. But, I don't know. We already have a massive gun issue and whatnot, so it's probably going to be shitty anyway. You want to end on that sad note?
And thus, nevermore was heard of Kikimaru. They were considered unpeople.
Well, if we went the way of the Handmaid's Tale, I'm unnecessary, so I'd be killed.
Yee.
I'm a white female, but I'm unbearable. I cannot bear children. So, I'm unnecessary.
Yeesh.
I'm also disabled, so that's even more unnecessary. I really love The Handmaid's Tale, by the way, so I'm kind of looking forward to the Hulu series.
I bet.
Anyway, let's survive until next recording time, whenever that is.
When hell freezes over again.
Thank you once again for listening to the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake. Just because it's happening does not in any way mean that we should stop fighting for what is right in the coming next 4 years. Farewell, my fellow internet beings.
Good night, Bones.
Good night, Kiki.
Transmission terminated.